Just pulled up to see my man Dave at Andreani USA. We're gonna take you through the whole suspension process today. We're gonna unload, start taking some measurements, and yeah. Getting our suspension dialed in on this new Beta 300 RRRE project for Supermoto. And what are we doing? What do we got going on here?
So first of all, thank you very much, Brandon, for coming by. We're working on your bike and we're going to give you a new setup, modify the springs for your weight and try to adjust the bike with the geometry for your riding style and for Supermoto, of course.
A lot different on the Supermoto compared to the motocross bike. We lower the bike a little bit, stiffen it up, and yeah, get it working right for me and my weight. They have a lot of pretty neat tools here that you guys make yourself, right? So
yeah, so we do our own tools. It's also the springs that manufactured directly by us in Europe. The settings are prepared by Pietro, who is well known in, let's say, in Supermoto, but especially in the off-road scene. And yeah, we bring a lot of experience from Italy over here to the US, because Andreani exists since 1985, so we have a lot of background in all kind of racing categories for two wheels, from Supermoto to Superbike, MotoGP, Moto2, Italian and Spanish Superbike racing, because we are active in both countries. We have one main headquarters in Italy, then we have a second branch in Spain, and now this facility over here.
You guys carry a bunch of different suspension and some other parts and things like that.
Let's say that 99% is suspension for us. We carry All-ins, we carry Nitron, and we carry a lot of the spare parts. So we carry Showa, Kayaba, SKF seals, which is our top brand for seals. So we try to stay focused on that, and then plus we added also a few other brands from Italy again, like Miv Exhausts and a few others. But let's say that 99% for our core business has always been suspension, support, tuning, service. That's what the company was born with and what we continued in the legacy to bring on. Yeah.
Literally anything, you guys can get it dialed in.
If it's got two wheels, we probably can get it dialed in. Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty cool. So thank you for getting me dialed in.
Thanks to you.
All right, if you guys follow me, you'll see I just built this O2 RM250. Thing's fresh, ready to rip. Unfortunately, I have too many bikes in my garage, so I'm giving it away to one of you guys. How to enter is spend $50 on my website. Every $50 you spend is one entry. Unlimited entries. It's gonna be open for a month. Good luck.
First Supermoto I ever rode was a two-stroke 500. Like, I honestly rode it in a parking lot and I was like, I'm fucking scared.
It's a bike for men, one purpose.
Shock and fork press. So, it comes with all the rings and everything. So it's made for removing shock springs and fork springs. No mess. So that's a brand new shock, and see the foam in it?
The air bubbles?
The air bubbles, yeah. So those air bubbles are actually like the nitrogen leaking through the bladder into the shock, and like we call it like a milkshake. When this is redone, it will be vacuum filled on our vacuum filling machine, and it will take all those air bubbles out. So this is the special tool that we've designed, and it clamps onto the actual end cap of the shock, and you clamp it down and then you just pull it up, versus try to over pressurize it. See all the foam? It's a brand new shock. Stop. We'll do 3 tests. And we will put a new lock nut on it, KYB lock nut. But when they come from the factory, we honestly don't keep them, we throw them out.
These are all like shims.
Yeah, these are all shims, fork shims and shocks shims. And they are, you know, obviously we need all the sizes out there, the thicknesses and the diameters. Different pistons. He set up the length he wants for the shock in order to get as much droop for the bike, balance front and rear. And now he's set it up to our vacuum filling machine. He's actually already pre-filled it because he takes several other steps on that. Now it's emptying, right? It's going through 3 cycles. This is basically a shock. It has much pressure, either negative or positive, and the time left. This is the first cycle. You can see it's actually pulling some of the fluid that was out. It's kind of like a pre-fill he does, and then it drops the pressure to -1 bar. That's about 15 psi. Time left. It'll hit a certain pressure, so it'll cycle through. You can see, because it's negative pressure on it, it's actually pulled the shaft up. It's like compressed the shock because it's trying to pull a negative vacuum on it, or a vacuum on it. Right now, it's building up the pressure. It's about 3 bar, and then it'll go to filling. You'll see this, and then now, boom, the vacuum inside the shock is pulling fresh, clean shock oil into the shock. So this has got a vacuum on it. It literally is pulling fluid into it, and you can see the shock is extended. No hand filling, like pushing it up and down. It's all done. It's doing 3 cycles, so literally Pietro can walk away and take care of other things. When it's all done, he'll get back to it. A rear preload change, 2 millimeters, front rebound click, 2 clicks or something.
I'm gonna see how many coming.
So if they know the thickness of the stack and how many they need to put in, why don't they just put a thicker spacer?
Yeah, that is a building system project, valving project we start from the spring rate, the preload, oil level, and then we build something working with that, you know. And I don't want to say many people, but everybody thinking that is only that. Now that go with the spring, with the preload, with the oil level,
Right.
and you must calculate first spring, oil level, and preload, and then you build something working with that frequency.
I remember your question. You said, what if you just want to have 10 millimeters of shims? I know it's just an example.
Right.
I just want to show something here. These are shock shims. This is a 0.3 millimeter, so that's 0.3 of a millimeter thickness. We take a set of calipers, 0, 0.3, okay?
Yep.
We take 3.1 millimeter, 0.1, so that's each one is a third of that.
Yep.
We put it together. 0.3, I'm just squeezing it. So I want to show this. I can barely flex this shock shim.
Yep.
And then this one, the whole thing, each shim is folding on top of each other. It's actually bending one on each other. It's like taking a phone book, you know, with the 500 pieces of paper, thin pieces of paper in it.
Yep.
We're taking one piece of cardboard. The cardboard is less thick than the total phone book, but you grab the corner of the phone book and the whole thing folds over. Tells you the thickness and the diameter, and you can also do the same thing here. So you were asking specifically, why don't we just throw in more shims or make one shim thicker?
Right.
It has a totally different feel.
Gotcha.
Completely different feel,
Makes sense.
and it can cavitate and it can cause other issues with it.
Look at this shims is here. If you put in the middle of this, completely different. If you do like this, completely different. You have a low speed, really softer, no support. For that it's not only the shims, but it's everything together.
Position. You know, he hasn't even taken the shims off the rods right now. So the bypass and the rebounds, he's only taken it off of one. And look how many are there.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
it's
literally
crazy.
50 shims, would you say? This is the same thing that is actually for shipping anywhere around the world. We have all of our vices, our air compressor, our nitrogen containers, tools, shims, spare parts. Everything is built into this, and we can put a shipping label on it and travel anywhere around the world and be ready to work on stuff. So it's pretty cool. We had it made a few months ago. And this whole wall is all shock springs and fork springs for off-road. Crazy, eh?
Yeah, there's a couple springs here.
Yeah. So everyone's tested within a very small tolerances of what they say. So this one is a 90 Newton spring. It would be for like a WP style.